Hi, and welcome to Dubai Property Legal Guide, a series of videos I'm making addressing the most common concerns and issues discussed with me by property owners, landlords, tenants, and real estate brokers. Joining me today is Michael from my social media team. How are you doing, Michael?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm excited. I'm glad to be back. We've got a very interesting topic today. We are
Yes.
going to be discussing Ejari. Are you ready?
I was born ready, especially for this one.
Excellent. So tell me first and foremost, what is it?
um, Ejari is an Arabic term meaning my rent, but it's basically a system regulating the contract between landlord and the tenant.
Why do we need it? Why is this even in place? Why is it mandatory?
There is, in fact, an article. I have the article here. I'm going to read it
Hmm.
from my screen. It's law number 26 of 2007, article 4, section 2. It says all properties subject to this law or its amendments are to be registered with the Real Estate Regulatory Agency. However, judicial bodies and governmental departments and authorities should not consider any claim, case, or execution based on tenancy contract unless the same is registered with the agency in accordance with the rules and conditions set for this purpose. So, as per this article, it is mandatory to register your tenancy contract.
And what are the benefits of doing that?
Michael, there are many benefits, but the main benefits I'm gonna point it out here. Number one is that the tenancy contract will not be even valid if you don't register it. A lot of people think that by signing the tenancy contract, both parties, landlord and tenant, done. They have a valid tenancy contract. It is up to a certain extent, but you still need to register this in order to be totally valid, legally valid. If you don't register it, it's not valid. The second thing is that another benefit that I can point out is that if you register your tenancy contract, you are basically making it very clear and transparent the relationship between yourself and the tenant or yourself with your landlord. Number three is that it guarantees your rights. If you have any rights as per this agreement, if you want to claim it in the future, the only way that you will be able to claim your rights as per the tenancy contract is when you register your tenancy contract already and you got your certificate.
Hmm.
Another point is that if you register your contract, you basically almost eliminate any chances of fraud or tampering the information on your document. How this happens is because when you are registering it, you are filling up all those information. The main and crucial information, you are filling it in the form, and that form will be accepted by both parties, signed and submitted to the government. Literally, this is what will happen, yeah?
Mm.
And then when you have it already registered with a third party, which is the government, you cannot change any information later on because they will compare it with what is registered and what is in the system.
Hmm.
So that way, you're gonna almost eliminate the chances of fraud and tampering. Aside from all this, nowadays for many services that you want to apply, they're gonna ask you to present your Ejari.
Yes, of course
It
they
happened
have.
to everyone, including yourself, I'm
Yeah.
sure, right? I'm gonna just name few of these services that they require Ejari because I've heard some people call me that they say, I went to apply for the service. Why they're asking me, is this legal? Should I give? Should I
Mm.
not give? Yes, if it's within these services, they have the legal right to ask. Number one, residence visas, new applications or renewals. Telephone, television, internet connections, obtaining a commercial license, employing domestic staff, acquiring an alcohol license, electricity and water connections. These are few of the services that they ask for the Ijari.
Now, to be able to do all of this, what are some of the required details that we need?
Okay, good point. The details that needs to be filled when you are applying for Ijari, I'm going to go through it very quickly.
Hmm.
Landlord details, including name, email, phone number, passport, and Emirates ID. Same details we need for the tenant as well. Then the property details. We have building name, location. They have to be as per the title deed. Um, Premises number, the DEWA number, plot number, contract period, annual rent. How much is the annual rent and how much is the contract value? So as I mentioned, the contract value, if the annual rent is, say, for example, 100,000, then the contract period is 6 months. Then the contract value will be 50,000 dirhams only.
Hmm.
Next point is security deposit amount. The deposit amount is normally 5%, but in some occasions, like when you are renting a furnished apartment, then they can ask for more than 5%, perhaps up to 10%.
Hmm.
And lastly is mode of payment, the way that you will be paying your rent. For example, if you are paying in one check, if you are paying 4 or 12 checks, whatever is the mode of payment, you have to mention it when you are filling up the application.
Makes sense. Now, very quickly, because there are some documents that are
Yes.
required. There's a fair number of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw them up here on the screen. So if you're watching this somewhere on a mobile device or anywhere else, please feel free to pause, take a screenshot so that you can see the documents that you need, and then we will move on. So for all of this to take place, who needs to handle the registration? Who does the actual process?
Any of the landlord or tenant can do this. This is basically the responsibility of the landlord. Landlords sometimes they ask their agents to do this on
Hmm.
their behalf, but in practice we see that mostly the tenants are doing this Ejari registration and they are paying the fees. The fees for this is 175 dirham, if I'm not mistaken,
Hmm.
something 170 or 175 dirhams, and the process will take between 1 to 2 days to be registered.
It's fairly painless overall.
It is, and especially everything now happens online. You can do it on an application. You can do it
Sure.
online on their website. It's very easy, it's straightforward. It doesn't require that much of technical skills. As long as you have all these documents or information, you can easily fill it up online and done.
So when the process is all complete and everything's
Yes.
ready and registered, what are some of the documents that we as a landlord or a tenant will take away?
When you apply for Ejari, you will receive the Ejari, the tenancy contract, which is
Hmm.
already registered. You will receive the main terms and conditions of that contract, of course, and acknowledgement that this contract has been already registered online through the Ejari system, and you will receive a breakdown of the payments as well.
Well, that's certainly quite comprehensive. So I think that we've covered pretty much everything to do with Ijari. So I think it's back to you.
Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you so much for watching this. I'm sure that there will be tons of questions you will have about Ejari. Feel free to send me an email to arash@zodlaw.com or connect with me on my social media platform. Send me a DM right over there and I will make sure to answer them. Thank you for being with us, and I'll see you on the next video.